Hey, thank you guys so much for watching Hudson Garage. I'm here with my son John Jay, and I couldn't do this without him, and I thank him so much. 2024, it was crazy. We never thought we'd do it in the first place. It's been a learning, growing year. We've had some issues. We had rainouts, we had dead batteries, lost footage, you name it. But man, it's cool, and I can't thank our local car clubs, Rusted Knuckles, and you know, my friends over there at Black Sheep, and just all the guys that put in all the guys and gals that put in all the hard work to put on these shows on hot summer days. We can't thank you enough. And also thank you to all our local car people that spend a minute with us and share their cars and share their passion with us. We love it. That's why we do what we do. Can't thank them enough. But anyway, what we're going to do here, listen, all of these interviews I think are cool. But there was a couple of, we thought there was like 5 standouts. And that's not to slight anybody. And going forward, we're going to try and do better at interviewing. But we're going to share the 5 that we like the best with you today. And we'll talk to you afterwards about 2025. Thanks, guys. So these aren't in any particular order. We love them all. We're looking at Lee's 1967 Z28. It's a Survivor street machine. The thing is awesome. It's got period paint. Enjoy. We're gonna show the interview. Okay, we're here at Westville with Lee, and Lee has a beautiful '67 Camaro. I'm gonna have him tell you about the car, but it looks to me like a period preserved 70s street rod kind of a deal. It looks like the paint was preserved.
Yep.
Lee, I'm sorry, I'll stop babbling.
That's okay. Yeah, it was painted in '68.
1968.
Yeah, home garage.
Think about that.
Me and my buddy, we're in high school.
Wow, and panel painting and stuff, that was
all done.
That was all the rage
at the same,
back then.
Yeah.
Lacquer?
Yeah, it's all lacquer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting cracks in the clay.
No, that's beautiful. That's awesome.
Nice shape.
Was it always a small block 4-speed car?
Well, yeah, this is an original Z28 car.
Really?
Yeah, they only made 600.
Yeah, I know they did. Super low numbers on that.
Yeah, 602. Came with Corvette 4-piston brakes in the front and heavy-duty drums in the back. Came with traction bar from the factory on the rear end, a square bar.
Wow.
On the right side, and I always couldn't figure out why they wouldn't. So I got the bar from Chevy. I ordered the complete setup and just had to readapt the front mount and put a bar on the other side too. So there's got to be a story. How were you able to keep it period correct like that? Because life gets in the way. And yeah, well, luckily I didn't let it. I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah, I always had I worked on cars all. My dad let me redo our garage and made a 3-car garage, heated it, and we did a lot of car repair when I was all through high school. Sure. Even out. And I bought the car with the intention of making a hot rod and not using it. So I took the bus to school and walked to work. The car never went out.
Well, that's why it's still here.
Yeah.
It
was used for every day.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, you know, I see some of the figuring in the paint or whatever, but you did some of that, didn't you?
That's all spider wetting. That's what's called spider wetting. What you do is you put you take your clear coat and put a retarder in it. Yeah. And then you got your clear coat on there, and then we use a cheap gun from Sears. It came out like silly string. Yeah. And you don't point it at the car. You point it up in the air. Okay. And it just floats into the paint. So what's the current motor in the car? It's the original block and heads. It's a 302. Yeah. DC? Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Just a high revving little screamer. Right. It runs real nice. And I got a Doug Nash 5-speed in it. I came with a 4-speed, which I got, but I got Doug Nash 5-speed in it, which makes it a nice street car. Oh, sure. It runs nice off the line, but I got a highway gear then. Sure. So. Well, man, I appreciate it, Lee, and it's a beautiful car, and thank you for your time. Well, thanks. Hey, next up we have my friend Dave's beautiful 51 Hudson. It's a 308 Twin H Club Coupe. Had to include this. Thank you, Dave. You're in for a treat. We finally got a Hudson on the channel, and
one of a kind in the area.
So it's a man I met a while back, Dave, and he's got quite a family history we won't go into with Hudsons, but this is a beautiful example that
they put together, and he went from a guy that never drove a Hudson to just enjoying the hell out of this car. And it's just a classic 53? 51. 51 Hornet Club Coupe, 308 Twin H, the twin one barrel carburetors. And you know what? This thing must drive great because he goes all over with this thing. Yeah, like I said though, he went from a guy that never drove one to just driving the wheels off of this.
I've only had it up to 75, 80.
Yeah, 75, 80.
So
well,
they half throttle.
They dominated NASCAR. They're fine. You're all good. So, I mean, the interiors are just stunning on these cars. The dash, it's like a jukebox, just the chrome dash and stuff. There's a vent. There's a little pearl handled knob that you push down, and the vent pops up on the cowl there for fresh air to come in. He's got the sun visor accessory on it. Yeah. Yeah. He won't show license plate, but got that coffin taillights of a 51. So there were a couple of different roof lines on these. So there was a Brougham where the back window came down further. It was actually like the 4-door roof, but in a 2-door style. But I like, this is a handsome, the Club Coupe is the most handsome body style to me. It's got all the trim and all the chrome. Yeah, they were just, and what set these apart was, it wasn't a body on frame car, it was a unibody car. They called it a step down. I'll show you why. Hang on, Dave, we'll leave that door open, if you don't mind. So the strength of the car was in the rockers, and like I said, it wasn't body on frame, it was unibody. So the center of gravity on this thing was real low. And what came with that was lightweight, one, and handling. And these cars dominated. It started out as AAA racing, and it became NASCAR. And for the first 4 years, these cars dominated. And they held their own against V8s right up until the Dodge came out with the early Hemis. And then it was kind of over, but and yeah, Hudson was at the end of its run by then. But wow, what a great example.
I suppose you were hoping I'd come down here today.
The H1, I always love to see you in the car, sir. The H154 would be the Hornet badge. My Super Wasp has something a little different. It's a 137.
It's the H145.
Yeah.
But the Twin H was optional on that.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
That was the first year it was optional.
Well, hey, Dave, man, thank you for talking to us, and hope it was painless, and love to see you in the car, and I'm sure I'll
send me that YouTube thing.
Yes, sir.
So up next we have Rick's 69 Mach 1 Super Cobra Jet 428 4-speed Mustang. Wow. I had to include this. It's a short interview, but what an awesome car. Thank you, Rick.
So I stopped here and I bullied Rick into talking to me about his beautiful 69 Mustang. And Rich, my friend Rich, this one's for you, buddy. My friend Rich had a 390 car in high school, candy red 69 Mach 1. But we're looking at a 69 Mach 1 4-speed car. How long have you had it, sir?
Almost 50 years.
Wow.
It was sold new to a guy that came back from Vietnam and bought it. And it's a Super Cobra Jet.
Yes, sir. So it's good.
With a 430 rear end in it.
Wow.
So it wasn't a practical car.
Still got the numbers motor held together all these years?
Yeah.
Because usually that's what happened. That 430 gear would...
Yeah. Well, I've rebuilt the motor a couple times.
Sure. It's, the oil cooler, that's like a giveaway on a Super Cobra
right.
Jet, isn't it? And then it's what, the R tag?
Yes, it's an R.
It's an R code.
Yes, Le Mans rods, then
yeah,
all the goodies, cap screws.
Very cool. Rich, my buddy Rich, this one's for you. I couldn't let this one go by. Especially in black with a stick. Come on, the gods are smiling. Love it. Well, thank you for your time, Rick.
7 miles to the gallon, $7 a gallon gas.
That's a technicality. All right, sir.
Okay.
So I didn't get an interview on this car. It's a 69 Roadrunner. It's a, I'm calling it a street freak, but wow. It's like, it's out of the past, it's out of time, it's crazy. It took me back to Archer Avenue and stuff. I'm sorry I didn't get an interview with the owner. Next time I get a chance, I certainly will. I want to go over it in detail, but awesome car.
I'm old.
I always try to get the weird and unusual. So there was a trend when I was way young, and it was called street freaks. And they mimicked a lot of the racing stuff, and they exaggerated stuff. And street freaks were a little bit of Ed Roth mixed in, kind of crazy in your face. Look at this. I'm not sure if it's a Roadrunner or a Satellite, but look at this 69. Straight axle front end, giant beats on the back, and then, you know, Hemi motor. Killer dual quad Hemi motor. Keith Black. Says it's a Keith Black 540, and I believe it. Wow, harkens back. Takes me back to the Archer Avenue back in the day. It would have had a name painted on the side or something, but very cool.
Well, next up and last on our little highlight reel here is a 54 Skylark convertible that belonged to a gentleman named Nate and his wife Kristen. Super nice people, awesome car. I have to share the interview.
It's nice.
So I'm here with Nate with his beautiful 54 Skylark convertible. I ran into him a few years back. The town of LaPorte had a really cool 50s night, and I was parked across the street with my raggedy Hudson, but they deserve to be, they pulled inside with this 54 Skylark, and I mean, look at the wheel wells on this thing, and the chrome and the detail. These were like a styling exercise. Nate, what can you tell me about your car, bud?
So it was one of Harvey Earl's designs. 53 was the first year they did the Skylark. It was supposed to be the Corvette for Buick. Get people in the showroom. It was nearly $5,000 brand new.
That's a lot of $54.
That's a lot of $54. And,
wow.
So then they did even a smaller run of them in 1954, and then they discontinued it. So there were only 846 of these cars even made.
Wow. Power windows.
Power windows, power top. It had every feature you could get from Buick except for air conditioning, because of course, who needs air conditioning in a convertible?
Insane. I'm picking up on like a 58 Corvette vibe, the way they did the body lines down the trunk and stuff. But wow, look at the taillights on that. That's just unique. How'd you come across the car, Nate?
We bought it from a classic car dealer in Ohio. I had always loved the Skylarks, and I had never seen one in this color combination, and absolutely fell in love with it. Had to have her.
And it's been good to you. You drive this thing.
We drive it. Actually, we just came back from getting an engine rebuild, so the engine is beautiful and running great now. So she had no issues driving over here this evening.
Well, I'm glad to see you again. I love the car. I loved it the first time I saw it. And geez, thank you very much, bud.
Okay, everybody. Hope you enjoyed that. We've got a lot of plans for 2025. I'll let Johnny talk about that. But thanks to everybody. And what do you think, Johnny?
We have a lot to work on as far as production quality, as far as getting videos out and making sure our content's organized. And we understand the issues. We've had a lot of people tell us very kindly what we need to work on, and we are listening. My plans for 2025 as far as editing goes are to switch over to a different software and try new forms of editing, and I would really appreciate the community's feedback on what you guys like to see, what you don't like to see. We got big plans.
We do, and that's a good point. And if you have any ideas, we have a Facebook page also, or comment on the videos, like, share, subscribe, reach out to us. We're not stopping. We love it. We're going to keep going. Thank you to everybody, and we'll see you in 2025.
Thank you, everybody. See you in 2025.